Beware the beach of Ballantrae and never take your kin. Don't stray off the paths or you'll find yourself on a butcher's block with demons feasting on your skin. In the desolate caves of a Scottish beach lurked an incestuous macabre clan. For decades they had terrorised the countryside, leaving a trail of blood and fear in their wake, and they were led by the evil and infamous Sawney Beane. Sawney Alexander Bean was born in the 16th century around East Lothian, Scotland. Not content to continue his father's ditch digging business, he soon swayed into a life of crime as a petty thief, which is where he met his future partner, Black Agnes Douglas, a self-proclaimed witch, and love blossomed quickly, and marriage very soon afterwards. Being short of funds and not particularly well liked within their village, they sought sanctuary in an enormous cave on the Ayrshire coast called Benane Head. This vast cavern had interconnecting tunnels, with the entrance and surroundings being overgrown by various shrubs and bushes. The Beans soon realised they could remain there virtually unnoticed. This abode also had the added bonus of being rent-free. The cave, being tidal, was also an ideal place to keep unwanted visitors out, who may come looking for this unscrupulous pair. The happy couple were able to settle undisturbed there for over 25 years. Sawney found that in this elusive location he could pop up to the surrounding cliffs and rob passers-by, then easily retreat to his mysterious abode, disappearing without a trace. As the years passed, the Bean family grew in size and depravity. Given that food was scarce at that time in history, especially if you were keeping a low profile and unable to spend all your ill gains within the local area, they came up with a novel solution to appease their hunger and began feasting on the flesh of their victims, of whom they would pickle in old bottles or buckets and store for reserves. Human meat easily became a delicacy to them. As time went on and the Bean clan's evil actions enthralled and excited them more, their family soon grew to an extremely large proportion. Sons and daughters would engage in incestuous relationships, and at one time there was said to be as many as 30 Bean family members residing within the lair of the cannibalism cave, all being brought up on a diet of human flesh, with a rumour of over 1,000 victims being savaged. They would venture out at dusk in packs and pick off any unsuspecting travellers who swayed within their hunting area. Victims gone, never to be seen again. And with no witnesses, it allowed the Bean clan to go unnoticed about their business for an extremely long time. One fateful day, Sawney Bean and his clan attacked an unsuspecting couple who were travelling home from a nearby fair. Unfortunately for Sawney, the gentleman had enough fighting power to hold his own, unlike his wife, who was gruesomely attacked, with many of the clan ripping open her stomach to immediately feed on her entrails like savage beasts. The gentleman drew his pistol and fired, which was noticed by some other walkers upon the cliff head, and they came to the aid of the victims. The Bean clan ran to the safety of their lair, or so they thought. Managing to evade the clan, the rescuers took the gentleman who survived to a local magistrate, who was so shocked to hear of the vicious attack by a pack of feral human animals, sent a horseback messenger to King James, who immediately put together a large hunting group of soldiers, and they set off to the Highlands to find the mysterious Scottish cannibals. The highly experienced combat-trained group of soldiers eventually narrowed down the area of the attack with the help of bloodhounds and started to investigate beaches and cliffs and caves. It was then that they bore witness to a scene usually only found in your very worst nightmares. Upon entering the cave by torchlight, they found the Bean clan in all their glory. The ravenous group was sat in the heart of the cave, surrounded by human remains. There were body parts hanging from the ceiling and walls on makeshift hooks, human heads placed upon rocks as ornaments, slowly decaying with time, and many barrels of pickled entrails, huge piles of clothes, pots of coins, and jewellery. A ferocious massacre ensued, the clash of swords and screams of the Bean clan being slaughtered. And although Sawney and his sons put up a fight, they were eventually cut down and cornered. Black Agnes and most of the women and children were rounded up and taken prisoner, escorted back to Edinburgh for sentencing. It didn't take long for the High Magistrate to come to his conclusion, and the remaining Bean clan were to be executed. It's said they were tied to the walls of Edinburgh Castle, where limbs were cut off so they could slowly bleed to death. The news soon spread throughout the British Isles about the tales of the gruesome execution, as an example to others with dark souls who may have intentions of committing similar crimes. No one knows this story to be true or fabricated as a scary campfire tale, but all myths and legends have their roots set somewhere by some form of actual event. One thing for sure is, on a dark, foggy evening near the Scottish Ayrshire coast, it is said that in the wind you can hear the distant cackles of the clan, ravenously feeding on human remains, and as the waves crash against the cliffs, the terrifyingly fierce Scottish growl of a man shouting, "Feast." If you would like to know more about London Gothic, the graphic novel, please check out our website. And if you'd like to see more on the history and origins of our other characters that appear in the novel, please like and subscribe. So until next time, God bless you.